Do you have hip arthritis or arthritis-like symptoms? Do you fear your joints will wear and tear if you exercise, train, or move around? What if your fears were, well, just fears? What if standard advice to move less and just rest wasn't the way to go? What if instead of wear and tear, it was wear and repair? The truth is, arthritis isn't some doom-ridden condition that some doctors and doomsday enthusiasts claim that it is. In fact, to use a strange analogy, arthritis is more like a dirty sponge, and today I'm going to explain why. So what is arthritis? Before we can get into all the dirty details of the arthritis as dirty sponge analogy, we need to understand what arthritis is. Imagine your hip joint is like a well-oiled machine that lets you move your legs smoothly. Well, hip arthritis is like when that well-oiled machine starts to rust and go a bit wonky. You know how joints have cartilage, that soft, cushiony stuff that helps things glide? Well, in hip arthritis, that cartilage starts to wear away over time. It's like the padding in your favorite chair getting thinner and thinner. And without that cushion, the bones in your hips can start rubbing against each other when you move. Movements that used to be smooth and painless might become stiff and achy, not very comfortable. So when you're dealing with hip arthritis, it's like your hip joint is sending you a message that says, hey, things aren't as easy as they used to be. But the good news is there are ways to manage and even reverse the discomfort. Okay, are you ready for the big news? That joint cartilage we talked about earlier is made up mostly of water. Movement helps push the water in and out of your cartilage to keep it healthy. When we stop moving for long periods of time, the water in our cartilage can become stagnant and dirty from cellular waste buildup, just like a dirty sponge that hasn't been squeezed for a while. When you squeeze this dirty sponge, it flushes out the old dirty water and allows in fresh new water. This is what exercise does for your joint cartilage. It flushes out dirty waste and soaks in fresh nutrients. Voila, not wear and tear, but wear and repair. Now, I'm not saying any movement will flush out the bad and bring in the good, so don't jump under a heavy barbell and squat 405 for reps. Rather, you should do what you can do, either pain-free or with minimal pain, and then slowly expand and increase that. For example, you could start with slow and controlled bodyweight squats and leg lifts, paired with targeted tissue work and a walk around the block. Or it could mean backing off the weight on a resistance training program and listening to your body. Like Goldilocks, you don't want too much or too little. You want your training to be just right. Oftentimes though, you'd be surprised at how little it takes to reduce pain. A little bit of something is always better than nothing. What's more, if you want to keep your joints healthy over time, then you'll want to be sure to have progressive overload. It's pretty simple and doesn't need to be complex. It means that over time, you're increasing the load of your exercises, meaning increasing weight, adding reps, adjusting exercise difficulty, changing exercises, or increasing training frequency. It doesn't have to be fancy, but if you want to keep the dirty sponge of joints clean, then progressing the load will help. Let me introduce you to Theresa, one of my longtime one-on-one students. When she first came to me, she'd been walking with a limp for 15 years and couldn't even lift her leg off the ground when she was lying on her back. Here's a short video of her sharing her success story about how she improved her limp.
So on my walk today, a guy, he walks in the same neighborhood. He kind of like backtracked, turned around, looked at me. He goes, I am so proud of you. Your walk is getting so much better. Interesting. Happy. It's good. I'm very happy. Of course, I have felt it.
Not only that, but she went from not being able to lift her leg at all to being able to do multiple reps. It may not be much for some people, but for her and for me, her proud coach, she's making progress, and that's the goal. You might be asking how arthritis happens in the first place. This is where things get tricky, especially in just a short YouTube video. But for the sake of a simple explanation, factors that can lead to hip arthritis are age, genetics, injuries, excessive stress, and medical conditions. But here's the most important factor: lifestyle choices. Yep, your choices about exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress will have the biggest impact on your joints by far. And don't fret, control what you can, and don't stress about the rest. That means you should exercise appropriately, not too much, not too little, eat enough protein, fruits, and vegetables, eat the right amount of calories, sleep well, and keep life stress as low as possible. Easier said than done, but that's where we can help. There are so many ways to incorporate movement and healthy living into your lifestyle. Of course, you could try things like calisthenics, lifting weights, PNF stretching, loaded stretching, ballistic stretching, running, walking, playing sports, or just playing around in life. Of course, a variety of movement is good. However, movement solutions specifically designed for people dealing with hip problems are going to be your best bet. This is why I've created programs like the FAI Fix, deep squats, loaded, and ballistic stretching, among others. These programs all use the TSR method, targeted tissue work, stretching, and re-education of the muscles, and I've based these programs on personal experience with hip pain and the latest science. We've also spent over 8+ years honing and refining the programs based on continual feedback from over 30,000 students around the world. So if you're looking for an action plan to clean up your hips, check out gotrom.com. And if you're looking for more personalized coaching and support with your hips, please schedule a call with me at gotrom.com/VIP to explore how we might help you one-on-one. If you found this information reassuring, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who needs to know that movement is key for healing their hips. And as always, remember, you're just one step away from building or rebuilding your perfect body.